I've also given the argument, think about what it is to be God for a moment. God knows everything. He is all-powerful. He's everywhere. Well, what does it mean then to say that this person walking around the Palestinian countryside is God? Because I take it that there were things that Jesus didn't know. At least he didn't know some things the Father knew, like when he would return. At the very least, I would suggest that he was more limited in knowledge as a human being. I would suggest that he couldn't do everything. I would suggest that he wasn't all-powerful. Now, I know that there are ways to read the scriptures that suggest that Christ pulled off the miracles that he did because he was simply God doing anything that God wanted to do. But I suggest that if you view Jesus that way, you're not going to be able to make sense out of his humanity very well. First of all, he wouldn't really suffer as a human being because one of the greatest problems of suffering as a human is we don't know when it will stop and we can't stop it. It's hopeless because we can't control it. And he wouldn't suffer in that dimension. Moreover, it would be very difficult for Christ as a child. Imagine finding out that anything you wanted to do as a child, you could do. And no matter how big the puddle were, you could leap over it. You could leap an ocean. I would imagine very early in his life, he would have found out there was a lot he could do that others couldn't. But that's not the Jesus that the scriptures show. So I suggest that we have somewhat of a problem here, but the problem is made logically greater when we assert that God is the only uncreated being. And the reason for that is that we can't really share a nature with Christ, beginning with this assumption. So Christology is not possible.